One Shabbat, my family and I were hosting a number of IDF soldiers at our Shabbat table for a special program in Israel that allows Israeli soldiers who are not Jewish according to Israeli law go through a conversion process, right? Because in Israel, without getting into the details, there are Israeli citizens, mostly like Russians and Ukrainians, who came to Israel because their grandparents were Jewish, but they're not officially Jewish according to Israeli law. During their army service, they can convert, right? So we host these soldiers at our house every few months. We go around the table. What's your name? Maxim, Igor, you know, all these different names. All of a sudden, one guy at the table, what's his name? Mohammad. I'm like, whoa, that's not a Russian or Ukrainian name. Okay, Mohammad, where are you from? All right, where are you from? Gets better. He's from Gaza. I'm like, wait a second. What's a guy named Mohammad from Gaza serving in the IDF at my Sabbath table in the course converting to Judaism? I'm like, what's your story, guy? What's going on here? So Mohammad told us his story. His father worked for the Palestinian Authority in Gaza City. Anyone familiar with what happened after Israel pulled out, which I really call the expulsion of Jews from the Gaza Strip in 2005, and I was there when it happened. Palestinian Authority took control. Hamas had a military coup against the Palestinian Authority in 2007. What did they do to all the officials and employees of the Palestinian Authority? They killed them. They threw them off of rooftops, they killed them in the streets, they hunted them down. So Muhammad's father's life was in danger. Now Muhammad, as an employee of the Palestinian Authority, understood something's bad, understood Hamas is bad, knew his life's in danger, his family's life's in danger, so he went and started helping Israel secretly to go after Hamas targets in Gaza, because he thought that was the best thing to say to help his people in Gaza. So, as you can imagine, his life became even more dangerous. Now, this is a story about the state of Israel you won't hear anywhere. The state of Israel then secretly snuck in Mohammed, his wife, and his 4 boys into Israel and gave them Israeli citizenship. Why? Because he helped Israel. He helped Israel, so Israel saved the life of him and his family. So I said, okay, that's a fabulous story, Mohammed. But why serve in the IDF? It's like, okay, we saved your life. Why serve? He goes, all my life I was taught in Gaza that the state of Israel and the Jews are our enemies, and you guys are evil, and you just want to kill us. And what I find out, it was my own people, my own family, my own neighbors that want to kill us, and it was the Jewish state of Israel who saved us. And here now as an Israeli citizen, me as an Arab Muslim, I wanted to serve in the Israeli army. I'm like, whoa, this is a story that has to be told around the world. I said, but wait a second, why convert to Judaism? Like, it's okay, you're serving the Israeli army, you're an Israeli citizen, why convert to Judaism? He said, again, because in Islam I was taught that you guys are evil and you guys are killers. And here I realized that everything I was taught for Islam all my life is wrong. And the Jewish people, you're loving and you're caring and you care about me and my family and my people more than my own family. So I want to be a Jew. And then one of the happiest days of my life was months later, and I got a phone call from Mohammed when he passed the official conversion process and became a Jew. Now that story tells you everything everyone in the world should know about the Middle East, but nobody knows about the Middle East. Because it tells you in that little story, the good guys are the Jewish state of Israel, the bad guys are those who want to kill us in the name of Islam, and the media that doesn't say one bit of truth ever. One training was in an Arab village right near where I live in the Judean hills. But here's the thing. We didn't go in for this training activity uninvited. It was coordinated with the mayor of the Arab village. Right? It was a special training our unit did. What does that tell you? it tells you that behind the headlines, there are those Arabs who understand the best way forward for their people is to have good relations with the Jewish state of Israel and the Jews that live with them. And my mayor of my town of Efrat, and I hope on the next time you guys come to Israel, I will give you a tour around Judea and Samaria and show you the real West Bank, which is Judean hills, and how we're living out there and resettling our ancestral homeland, that our mayor every Sukkot holiday invites the Arab mayors of the Arab villages around us. Guess what? Photo op is forbidden. Why is a photo op forbidden? No.
No, because he does it because it's real, not because
They don't want it to come out in the news.
Because if any one of their faces of these Arab mayors gets publicized, they'll be killed. They'll be killed, right? Okay. Which shows you, if there was a real interest in peace, there should be no fear of any Arab leader having a photo op with a Jewish leader. They should want that because they know what is the best interest of their people. So with that all, I'm very bullish about peace here in our region, but it's only after we sweep away all the lies and misinformation of the media. Anyone who wants, I have a daily program called The Pulse of Israel. We're actually, one of the biggest initiatives we're working on right now, and I'll end with this, is, I don't know how familiar all of you are, but anti-Semitism is growing tremendously by leaps and bounds. And it's not just anti-Semitism in America where college students are getting attacked and unsafe, or in New York or Los Angeles, growing here in Israel. And the biggest growth of anti-Semitism today is under the name called Palestine. Right? A lot of the growth of hatred today is anyone who's you're for Palestine, you're against Israel, and all of a sudden you hate Jews. And there's a lot of Jew hatred going on today. So I wish you'd be here to be able to join me, but this Sunday I'm having a special conference in Jerusalem in order to get this message out there, because on the one hand you have the Biden administration last week just announcing a plan to fight anti-Semitism, right? But how can you fight anti-Semitism when the Biden administration is giving millions and billions of dollars to the biggest anti-Semitic movement in the whole world that uses American money to kill Jews and educate its children to kill Jews, and that's the Palestinian Authority. So you can't fight anti-Semitism if you're funding the Palestinian Authority. It's an oxymoron. In any case, one of the big issues I'm working on, and anyone who knows history, whenever a Jew is in trouble, it ends up, whenever anti-Semitism grows in a society, that society ends up self-destructing, and everyone becomes in trouble. So if you want to save America, you got to stand up against the Jew hatred to stop it in its tracks before it then comes to you. The Jew is always the canary in the coal mine.